Tom. Go get it. Welcome to a brand new week. It's actually Friday, April 1st, April Fool's Day. Happy April Fool's Day. I'm out here at the park. Sorry for the wind. Out here at the park with Manatee. He's currently chewing on a ball. We're playing fetch a little bit earlier. Took some video of that, posted on TikTok. But it's a gorgeous day out. Here in the shade, it's very nice. Even on the sun, it's not too overbearing. Spring has only just sprung, as it would seem. A lot of good dogs out here today. Like Fender. He jumped up on me and started licking me. Oh, is he gonna do it again? Hi, bud. Hi, Fender. What are you doing? You're a curious little snoot, ain't you? But over the course of the week, I got my April Fool's video out. It was a smasher pass of Super Smash Bros. Characters. There is a joke hidden in there somewhere, so hopefully you find it, because otherwise it looks really weird. And I beat Tunic. Oh man, Tunic was really good. I beat it. I haven't completed it yet. I do want to do that, but man, the ending is really good. The puzzles make me want to tear my hair up, but I feel like a genius when I complete them. Combat's tough but fair. The game looks visually stunning. The main character is just the adorable little fox. So I highly recommend it. If you don't pick it up on Steam, it is free on Game Pass. So consider it. I say just give it a shot. What else is going on? I bought a stand mixer and a food processor. So I really want to start cooking and baking more. And I think the first thing I want to make, see if I can see what I can make, is make homemade combos and see how well those turn out. Because if those turn out well, then I'll never have to buy combos again. I can just make them instead. But anyway, the dugong and I are going to enjoy our time here at the park. And yeah, we'll see how the remaining 3 days of the week goes. Did I do anything else? If I remember anything, I'll mention it. But for now, it is Sunday. It's actually Monday morning, but who's really counting? You want to come up here, buddy? Come here. What are you doing? What are you doing, baby? He's a good boy. He was just outside, and I think he wants to go back outside. Why, buddy? Why? Anyway, so yeah, on Friday I streamed my April Fool's. So an April Fool's video came out on Friday. That was the Smasher Pass video. I think I might have mentioned that yesterday. And then I also had a stream. I was just gonna do a Yu-Gi-Oh pack opening. I couldn't think of anything to do for April Fool's. But I was like, you know what? I should think of something. So I dipped I dipped one card from each pack I opened in water. Just kind of left them there overnight. They're actually drying on the counter right now. I should show off what those look like. We made the joke. My kitchen's a little bit of a mess right now. We made the joke that this was the new way to have your cards be in a deck. So if you're an avid card collector, this probably looks awful to you. And I assure you that none of the cards on here, I think all of them are doubles at some point or another. But I can assure you that none of the cards in here are worth terribly much. I think the highest valued card in there is 50 cents. At any rate, though, you can see the two boxes I have on my kitchen counter there. That's my stand mixer and my food processing board. But anyway, yeah, that was fun. I placed them in water. I placed them in the fridge overnight just because I didn't want mold or anything developing, keeping them cool. And then I took them out and had them drying over there. And I'm gonna see if I can coax them into one big tube in order for that to be kind of like a fun old time there, and see how much my friends cringe at what I have done. On Saturday, I went to the gym again, did legs. My routine. What are you doing over there, bud? Are you getting something to chew on? You got your horn? You got your horn that was a gift from Jess and Chilled? He got horn. But yeah, on Saturday, I went to the gym. I took the day off on Saturday as well from like streaming anything. I think I was going to do that anyway. My routine now is I go to the gym 4 days a week. Sunday, I'm going to try to stick the same way. Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Alternating between 1 day consisting of... Every time I go there, I'm going to do cardio and abs, and then switching back and forth between upper body and lower body for strength training on those days. So Saturday was the lower body. I generally do like things like lunges for the glutes, because I really feel that in the glutes when I do that. And then just like the machines, like the leg extensions. I think called toe lifts. It's like the ones that work at your calves, where like you kind of like stand on the edge of something, and you like you flex to like stand up on your toes and then like bring yourself back down. I think those are called toe lifts. And then a couple machines to work my inner thighs and my glutes. So I don't think I've listed everything there, but I am doing everything like in my legs. I'm working them all out, I think. There's a bunch of stuff for core as well. But yeah, so I did that, and then I had movie night with my of course I didn't have a streaming. I had movie night with my patrons and my higher tier subscribers. We watched Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker, which is a fantastic DC animated movie. The Bruce Timm era of the DC animated universe is just so good, unbelievably good. Little bit hokey here and there, and like it does suffer from the like early episodes of like Superman and Batman being kind of weird, and like not very well paced in some areas, but like overall. It's really good. I especially like the Justice League cartoon. That was a lot of fun. And then we went, we watched that and we were having a good time. And then we were like, you know what? We got a little bit of time. It was a pretty short movie. We want to watch something else. So we watched another episode we watched an episode of Justice League Unlimited related to Batman Beyond, which was the epilogue episode, where the premise of it is that Terry McGinnis, the Batman of that future, finds out that who he thought was his biological father was not his father, that instead Bruce Wayne was. And Bruce Wayne was like super old and like they had never met, so it's like this whole like sort of like mystery behind it. And he goes to confront Amanda Waller from Cadmus about it, who is retired at this point. Bruce Wayne at this point. This takes place like I think like at least a decade after Batman Beyond, after like the Batman Beyond show. So like Terry's an adult, and Bruce Wayne is like decrepit. So it's overall a good episode, especially if you want a conclusion to Batman Beyond, because that show was canceled before it got a proper conclusion. So yeah, today I went back to the gym, did upper body, dumbbell curls, I guess like a modified version of the bench press. I don't use like the one bar. I use two fairly heavy dumbbells, and do my, that's how I do my chest. Tricep, I think they're called tricep curls. Tricep extensions. I don't remember. Like the names for I don't know the names of the exercises. I just know how to do them. Getting better at running too. Back when I lived with Z, I was going to the gym a lot more often, and I was in great shape. Like I think like the best I could, like one of my best like running times was, I don't know, I haven't compared this to like the average person who's good at running. I've never been good at running like pretty much my whole life. But the best I was able to do was 3 miles in 25 minutes, which was like, I was like over the moon that I was able to do that. like, I hated to run. I never did cardio when I was a kid. So the fact that I'm kind of getting into it now and, later in my life, and the fact that, like, when I was in my late 20s, I was able to perform such a feat was pretty stellar to me. So I was very happy about that. And I'm trying to, like, build it back up as well. There was a stint where I just didn't work out at all, gain a bunch of weight back. And I'm trying I'm still trying to lose weight. I'm, at least according to my bathroom scale, I'm considered obese in a way. I don't know if and that's like, there's a reason for that as well. Cause it's based on, I don't know how accurate my bathroom scale is in terms of measuring this, but it's not based on my overall weight. It's based on body fat percentage. And my body fat percentage, even though like apparently I carry it pretty well, my body fat percentage is above what would be considered healthy. It's like teetering, like the needle is just barely over that line, but it's still I did research online, so I have no idea how accurate that is. But I'm considered overweight, and I'd like to change that. So instead of like looking at my weight in terms of like the pounds, because of the workouts I do, I'll probably end up building quite a bit of muscle. So how I'm gonna try to look at it is, again, I'm putting a lot of faith in my bathroom scale. I'm gonna look at it through how much I've been able to reduce my body fat percentage, because I think so. I can't remember what a healthy range is. I know it's different between men and women, but I know that below 24% is healthy, and I'm right around like 24.5%. So my goal is to try to get down there, and in like sort of like a mid to long term, I'm hoping to get it down and keep it down below 20%, and then we'll see where it goes from there. After that, I streamed more Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Great game, incredible game. Kirby made the jump to 3D really well. The challenges that are like finding all the missing Waddle Dees and like the different objectives is a pretty, I wouldn't say it's challenging but fair. And if you beat levels without getting any of the objectives, it reveals an objective for you. So that's always nice. And then there are challenges that kind of like test how well you can use the different abilities. And mouthful modes. Mouthful mode, if you haven't played this new Kirby game, is like when you probably seen it around the internet if you haven't played the new Kirby game at the very least, where he eats the car and he is the car. There's a bunch of those in that game, and those various challenges test you on that. So those are quite a bit of fun. It looks like I'm at the last world, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm at world, I believe, 6. And probably by the time this comes out, I'll probably have streamed it again, so I'll have definitive knowledge of that. I don't know if I'll be 100% done. The Coliseum has only unlocked one challenge for me, and like generally these things come in 3s. There's probably more than 3, but like I haven't even seen a second one, so we'll see. But anyway, that's been my week. Now I'm lying down here. The boy is back there. I don't know how well he's framed up because I don't have a view of my view of the screen here. But yeah, that's it. Before we end off, I'd like to give a shout out to my patrons on Patreon for their continued support. And various rewards you can get for $5, having your name scroll across the bottom of the screen. $10, you get your name scrolled across the bottom of the screen. By the way, that name scrolling thing is for vlogs and the first episode of every Let's Play I do. The first vlog of every month, which technically this is, because even though it's the end of the month, whatever. You get it. It's monthly across the bottom of the screen, and the beginning, the first episode of every Let's Play. Sometimes I forget. And then $10 a month gets you the monthly movie nights, and $20 a month gets you the come on, brain, behind the scenes. You get behind the scenes stuff. Currently, I've been sharing stuff I've been doing for D&D and the progress on my VTuber model, which I think is going to actually start ramping up either this month or next month, because the person I'm commissioning kind of fell behind on their, well, they didn't fall behind the schedule. They had a queue. What am I saying they fell behind? They had a queue, and my time is coming up fairly soon, so, you know, we'll see about that. In terms of the overall VTubing thing, though, I do want to say that that generally when people do VTubing, they kind of like replace their, you know, if they had like a live action persona, they kind of replace that. The VTuber is going to be specifically for streams. And then Let's Plays are going to have like no face cam at all, which is like they have been. I'm gonna equate that to being the Tom face as the mascot for the Let's Plays, and then the vlog is still gonna be happening. I'm not gonna use some kind of like superimposing VTubing thing that cost me a fortune, and I don't think I'd want to do that even if that was the case. But yeah, basically I'm gonna have like the 3 mascots on my channel: the vlog mascot, the Let's Play mascot, and the stream mascot. There'll be some like intertwining here and there. Like, I'm not going to get rid of the Tom face emote on Twitch because I'm doing the VTuber. But yeah. So anyway, this has been a good week. Next week, my mom is coming down here because she's actually coming tomorrow. I've got to pick her up from the airport around like 4:30 because I'm having my house built by a construction company, like one of those like places that that where it's like they buy up a bunch of land and then build developments on it. Have my house built by one of those companies, and they want to hash out the details of, say, like, you know, what the exterior is going to look like. Is it going to be like all siding, or is it going to be stucco, or is it going to have stone or brick in it? What are the countertops going to be? What's the floor going to be made of? How are the windows going to be treated? Like all that kind of thing. And having my mom there is going to be really nice because she's in real estate. So that's going to help me out a lot with that because I don't really know what I'm doing in terms of that, what I like aesthetically. I've been learning a lot through this whole process, but you know, it's still like nice to have somebody who's so knowledgeable about it to kind of walk me through it. I have no idea if this is a home that I'm going to end up living in, for however long I'm going to be living in this house. But one important thing to look at is resale value, and a lot of that comes from stuff being like a lot of these features being put in the house as part of the construction, as opposed to upgrading them later, because who knows where prices are going to be at that point. And on top of that, in general, if you want to upgrade something after, it's going to be more expensive, but there's like a range to it. From what I could tell, from what I've been told anyway, between the construction company and my real estate savvy mother and dad, both my parents are in real estate. I like the ceiling fan is something where it's like I should get like at least get the motor installed for it in like the light fixtures wherever I want ceiling fans, and then buy the ceiling fans myself, because that's going to end up being cheaper in the long run. But other things like having different countertops put in, or God forbid replacing the flooring, that's mad expensive. But yeah, just a little insight on interior design and all that jazz. I really need to cut my nails as well. But anyway, had a good week. Hope you all did too, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.